So those people who have had abortions, sometimes our society makes you afraid, says it's a bad thing to do. And some religions, which I really don't sort of agree with, those are the religions which condemn people for doing those things. And you may notice that the people who condemn you are all men who've never been pregnant and don't know what it's all about. They've got no right to even have an opinion about this, because they don't know what they're talking about literally. What we really should be doing is forgiving, accepting, understanding, being with a person who makes such a difficult decision. There should be no guilt, no fear, no sort of idea of revenge. It's one of the toughest decisions any girl has to make. The job of any friend, any spiritual leader, is literally just to be with them and to help them through whatever way they decide. To be kind, to allow them to move on and to let go of that past. What's done is finished. Can we forgive? If you do ever feel guilty about that, you know why? It's because we focus on that one act, that I'm an abortionist, rather I'm a girl who's done one thing. What else have you done in that day, in that week, in that year, in that life? Please keep it in proportion. You're worth forgiving. You're much more than that. And even if it's a bad act at all, because I can't judge that. I'm a man, I'm a monk, never been pregnant, so what would I know? But what I do know is forgiveness is the most important part. We can let it go. And this is just an example. If we can't let go of that, well, first of all, we let go because we know we're worth letting go. And the other person we want to sort of have revenge for, we get angry at, they're worth forgiving. Try it out. Because when they're worth it, that person is worth it, you're worth it, it's also a worthy thing to do. In other words, it doesn't make the matter worse, it actually makes the future better through forgiveness. So it's the person's worth forgiving, and also it's a worthy thing to do to create a more peaceful, happy future for everybody. Punishment never really works. Again, every time I was punished as a kid, what I learned from those punishments was to try and not get caught next time. Just made me more sneaky, more clever, not to get caught. That's what it means. Every time that you've been punished with a speeding fine, does that stop you speeding? Or just to be a bit more careful so you know where the speed cameras are next time, so you don't get caught? There's a lot of people are like that, aren't they? So instead of sort of worrying about this punishment business, we want something else to actually inspire us and make us better people. And forgiveness is a wonderful way forward. So to have some peace of mind, we can let go of the past. Forgiveness, letting go, because you're worth it, and it's a worthwhile thing to do. Straight away you'll have a huge amount of peace. But the next thing which worries us is what's going to happen in the future. How can we have peace of mind when we've got global warming, we've got credit crunch, we've got, what else is happening these days? There's wars, there's AIDS, there's cancers, there's, I don't know what's else happening. But anyway, why do we worry about these things? If you can do something about it, it's worthwhile worrying about it. If you can't do anything, why worry? The main thing which overcomes the worry about the future, you can have peace of mind, is understanding that now is where your future is made. Every time you worry about the future, because you're worrying right now, you are creating the causes for a bad future for yourself. Now is where the future is made. Now is the only time you can do anything. Now is where you can actually act. So what are you doing in this present moment? Worrying is just making things much worse. So instead of worrying about things, make peace in this present moment. Be kind in this present moment. See if you can do something in this present moment. At least that way you are doing the very, very best to create a positive future for yourself and others. Every time you worry about the future, you are actually neglecting the future. Every time you think about the future, what you're going to do tomorrow, next week, how's it going to work out, it means you're not acting right now to do something about the future. Now. So what's the most wonderful thing you can do about the future? Is to make peace, be kind, be gentle right now. You can always do that. And you are making these beautiful causes for a wonderful future for yourself and others. Now is where you make the future. So every time we worry about these things, we're actually neglecting the future. And also, sometimes we worry about these things, but we don't know what's going to happen. No one can predict the future. Understanding the future is totally uncertain is why worry about it. One of my classic stories, when I was a school kid, maybe I actually learned this a long time ago, I don't worry too much about the future. A long time ago, when I was a kid, I had bad teeth, and I had to go to the dentist, and I was telling my mummy, don't send me to the dentist. I had an appointment the following morning. And I said, you've got to go to the dentist, darling. And I said, I tried to use psychology. I was pretty smart even as about a 7-year-old. Mummy, you don't love me. You're sending me to the torturer. So I do love you, you've got to go. And every trick I tried didn't work. So I went to bed that night thinking I've got to go to the dentist. And I didn't sleep well that night. Well, it's only a little fellow, you don't mind going to the dentist. It's not like these days. The drills were sharper, or maybe pretty blunter. They used to hurt much more. So, following morning I had to try again. Mummy, don't send me to the dentist. And she was dragging me to the dentist, screaming and crying. I hated going to the dentist. I was very upset at my mum for taking me there. But when I got to the dentist surgery, that's when I found my appointment had been cancelled. All that worry, all that crying, and it never happened. And that's probably one of the very important experiences in my youth, when I learned, why worry about a future you don't know what's going to happen? Because something which you have experienced already in life, and you've worried about things and it hasn't happened. You've been confident about things and it's all gone wrong. This is what happens in life. It's completely unpredictable. So why worry about it? Understanding that means you can learn how to have peace of mind in this present moment, even though all these other things are going wrong. I think I told recently about the story of which is one of the stories in the book about the man in the British soldier in the Burmese jungle. But there's another story which is similar to that in my book about the man who's being chased by the tiger. This is another classic Buddhist story.